Okay, everybody, we are going to get started. Thank you so much. Welcome to the November Student of the Month. My name is Jennifer Ulix. I'm the Student Activities Director. And today we are celebrating the nominations of a group of wonderful students. And in just a moment, you're going to find out why you guys were selected to be honored today. And I think what is super cool about this ceremony is we don't give our teachers and staff particular criteria by which to select students. It's really up to that staff member to determine why they want to recognize that individual. So you're going to find out today why you were chosen for that award. So as the teacher comes up here, students, we're going to ask you to stand next to the podium so that we can get you in the frame of the camera back there. And we'll all stare at you and make you feel embarrassed, but we're just celebrating with you. And parents and grandparents, you will be able to view this video later. We will have it posted on our website. And we will also be taking a photograph of the students and the teacher after the presentation. So make sure you stay up here. And you get a super cool goodie bag that Dr. Scott is holding over there. And Jack is the owner of our local Domino's, and he sponsors this event for us. So he actually sends each of our students home with a free large pizza certificate, which is super cool. You can redeem that anytime. And we were so lucky today. We got pizzas over with our other buffet food over on the side. So thank you, Jack, for bringing that, and thank you for that gift to our students. Thank you to Wildcat Productions for filming today. To Kelly Brogio, who does many of the behind-the-scenes organization of our event today. Michelle Jones, who will be taking our pictures today. And for Dr. Scott for being our MCs. And last but not least, for those staff members who took the time to think about why these students deserve special recognition today. So, and absolutely, the parents and the grandparents and family members that could be with us today. So, without further ado, Dr. Scott, if you can come on up and get us started, that'd be great.
I always think maybe you'll leave me one more so
something left to say about Student of the Month.
But really, it is a really special award, and it is really unique to Libertyville High School. I don't know another school this size that has such an intimate gathering, and this is a particularly small group this time where you can really hear exactly what it is about the student. And I hope you feel that in your hearts, and parents, I hope you feel like you're being honored here today too. Thank you for sending us your children. We love working with them. We're going to start out with Mrs. O'Day, and she's going to introduce Johanna.
I'm just going to leave that. I'll just step over. It's just like right in my face. Okay. All right. So it is my pleasure to nominate Johanna as Student of the Month this month. Okay. I was supposed to do this last month, and I accidentally forgot to click submit. So that's why we're here this month. But anyway, she's in my third-hour consumer management class, which is a senior-only class, and it's a large class. There's 25 kids in there. And she stands out immediately for me when it was time for me to decide who to do for Student of the Month. I'm just going to read what I wrote, too. So she's very bright and has done an amazing job so far in class. She's the type of student that teachers love to have in class because she actually participates, and she's in a class. They're kind of lame. They don't participate. They're like super quiet, but I can always rely on her to ask questions, even if it's not for like the whole class. She'll raise her hand. She'll be like, Mrs. O'Day, can you explain this to me? And so it's awesome. She'll actually participate, okay? So like I said, that kind of benefits her and the class. She's very disciplined and dedicated student that gives 100% effort to each and everything that she does. And she was recently in the musical, so I know she's very involved in that aspect too. So it's very time consuming, and she still keeps up with her work, which is amazing. Along with her hard work and commitment, she is a dedicated student that always demonstrates respect towards her peers and staff. She is always willing to help out her peers and me if need be. Her positive attitude and strong work ethic makes it easy to see why she will be successful when she goes off to college next year and in her future career. So that's why I nominated for Student of the Month. Woo.
I should worry about that a little more. I was just asking Joanna what part she played in the musical, and it was the mother. Great part, yes. Next we have Miss Naslund, and she's introducing Matthew.
This is Matthew. And one day Matthew might save you from a burning building because he wants to be a firefighter. Matthew is in my team taught American literature class, which is a class of students who are sometimes a little bit reluctant to learn or to read, or they struggle a little bit. And Matthew is very similar to our last student, someone who always participates. He always has the homework done, always participates, is somebody who, when we have a discussion going on, he's oftentimes the one who leads the discussion, which I just think is awesome. But something about Matthew that I think is really special is his character. He was it a neighbor who is going through cancer treatment? He's 5. Yeah, he's 5 years old, and the little boy was kind of afraid to lose his hair, and so Matthew went with him and shaved his head with this boy, which was just such a touching story. And so not only is that awesome, but then he came in one day and he had been working for probably, a couple of hours on this paper that we were writing in class. And he was just at this point where he was stuck. And a lot of students at that point would just kind of, forget it. I'm just going to write this thing and turn it in, and I did all this work already. He came in during his free period, and he said, I have to start this thing all over again. So he came in, he got all the materials he needed, he sat down and went and basically reworked the entire assignment so that he was turning in his absolute best work. And I just don't see that very often in students, and I just thought that was pretty amazing. So Matthew, it is totally exciting and my pleasure to have you in my class. I love it. Thank you.
Next we have Miss Hubbard, and she's introducing Richard. And I think this is Richard's second time to Student of the Month, is it? Yeah, that's pretty rare, pretty rare.
I'm gonna lower this a little. Hi, I'm Donna Hubbard. I'm in the math department, and this is Richie. He's a student in my team taught math class. And when I got the chance to come up with the Student of the Month, I was really glad that I was able to nominate Richie. He does everything that we ask of him to do. He's just a great student, works really hard. When the nominations were due, we had just taken a quiz that was particularly difficult, and Richie got a perfect on it. He did such a great job. It's, very difficult material, and he just did a wonderful job. He just works really hard since then. So when I wrote this recommendation, that was the last quiz that we had, and I was like, he got this perfect grade on this really difficult quiz. Well, since then, we've had 2 more assessments, and he's done really well. The last quiz he just got back again, he got a perfect on that as well, so. Oh, okay. So just a really hard worker, and his hard work pays off, and he's been being very successful on assessments and just doing a great job. So I was really glad that I got the opportunity to nominate him. So that's Richie Lynn.
That's why you've been nominated twice, right? Yeah. Yeah, all set. Thank you. I was telling Richie, I bet what Miss Hubbard was talking about carries over into all his other classes, why he's been nominated more than once. And next we have Mrs. Price and Mr. Rohde, and they're going to introduce Alexa.
I am happy to tell you about Alexa because I have known her. This is the third year I know her, but unfortunately I don't have her in a class anymore. But I did get to spend 2 years with her. So I'm writing a little brief summary about that because I have seen her travel a long way. So here we go. When Alexa first joined my English class in her freshman year, she was quiet and didn't overly participate. Gradually, she opened up as she felt more comfortable with the classroom environment. The next year, Alexa did not hesitate to raise her hand and participate in classroom discussions. In addition, the volume of her voice increased so that all could hear her confident answers. She completed presentations, projects, writing assignments with determination. Alexa has become invested in learning and eager to earn good grades. To ensure her own success, Alexa emailed me to double check on an assignment occasionally. It is evident that her attitude toward learning, in general, has improved since freshman year. She has become interested in the content that is taught and motivated to improve skills on a daily basis. I am very pleased with the changes in Alexa and applaud her self-discipline and desire to excel academically. This is the third year I've known her. I have seen many changes over the last years that are impressive. All of these changes are admirable and signs of growth and improvement. In addition to improving her academics, she has really developed focus in school and focus in sports. Recently, I watched her in a hockey game for LHS, and she took charge in that game and actively contributed to the big win. She has become a participant and a contributing individual to LHS. Alexa deserves to be the Student of the Month due to her determination to succeed and dedication to academic success and Libertyville High School. Alexa genuinely deserves the honor of Student of the Month. Congratulations.
Sorry if I butcher this, but I'm not used to talking in front of people. I will say that I worked with Lex starting last semester. We did a lot of one-on-one in math to build some skills, and I got her in class this year. And a focus of our classroom this year has been time, energy, and love. The love of the parents that you guys pour into your kids, and the time and energy that they put in to doing something excellently. And my favorite thing probably in the world is to see high school kids perform difficult tasks at a high level. And on our last PDG, our last unit, we had the difficult unit, the most difficult one of the year. At the end of that unit, which was a 3-week unit, Lex had a 98% on the final test for that. Okay, it's one of the highest scores in the class, and I applaud her tenacity and the time and energy she's put into the class, and the support as well she gets from her parents at home. Lex, you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Alexa, you probably don't remember this, but I was observing a teacher not too long ago. I think it was at the beginning of this year, and they were helping you with your writing. And I felt the same way as your teachers did today, that you were working so hard on that. And she made some of the same comments, the growth she had seen in that particular aspect of your academics. So congratulations. Next, we have Miss Greenswag, and she's introducing Morgan.
Hi, so I'm Sarah Greenswag. I teach history and for Morgan, AP US History. And it was not a tough decision for me to decide who to nominate when it came time for the juniors. I know it's really hard to believe, but I was not a student athlete when I was in high school, nor was I really friends with many student athletes, and I don't think I really appreciated what goes into having commitment at a varsity level sport and being in AP academics until I was a teacher. And Morgan is one of those people who manages such a busy, intense schedule with both sports and school, and it's super impressive to me because I never did it, so I don't know what goes into it, but it's just amazing. So the reason it really stuck out to me was because at the beginning of the year, I was actually working one of the volleyball games, and it was the JV game was happening. And I saw Morgan sitting among all the varsity volleyball players, And they're all chit-chatting and kind of watching the game and hanging out. And there's Morgan kind of sat back with her AP US history textbook, taking notes while she's getting ready to play her game. And I was just like, wow, you know, that's someone who knows how to squeeze every minute of time out of your day to figure out how to get it all done. So that was super impressive, and that stood out to me right away. And then, you know, this was one of Morgan's first AP classes that she'd taken. And it's difficult. It's a hard transition. And the level of work is really demanding. And Morgan worked really hard, especially at the beginning of the year. She got a couple of test grades she didn't like, came in during lunch, was working with me, reviewing extra before tests, making her study guides well in advance, just doing whatever it took to kind of be successful. And that was during volleyball season. So I think she's relieved now to have a little extra time. But it's just been amazing to see her growth in an AP class and also her commitment to both athletics and school. So congrats, Morgan. It's been a pleasure, and I'm really proud. Good job.
Congratulations, Morgan. And a great volleyball season, too. Next, we have Mr. Leone introducing Tori.
Good afternoon. A couple of weeks ago, Mr. Dawson, our department head, says it's time for Student of the Month nominations. Does anybody have? And I'm like, okay, right here before anybody else raises their hand. Tori was a very quiet young lady, sat in the back of class, never said much. And I was like, oh, okay, some kids are quiet. One day she comes up to me, and fearful look in her eye. She's like, I'm not doing as well as I'd like. Is there anything I can do to improve my grade? And I said, yeah, you know, stop in the morning, stop in maybe during your lunch. Well, by God, she did it. And she continues to do it, and her grade has just kept going up and up and up. And this quiet little girl in the back of the class is now this smiling girl in the back of the class. I see her, and that's, I think, the best part of it is I've seen this wonderful transition, not just in her grade, but in how she is in the class and how she interacts with me and the rest of the class. And I just knew when they said Student of the Month, Tori had it coming, and she really deserves it. And it's my pleasure and honor to nominate you for the award.
Congratulations, Tori. You know, when I'm listening to you speak, Mr. Leone, it reminds me that we have such great students here who want to work so hard to achieve, but we also have great teachers who are willing to go above and beyond to help before and after school, to help during lunch periods, and to really want to see each student succeed. So thanks for reminding me of that, too. Next, we have Mr. Goris, and he's introducing Jacob.
Good afternoon. Before I get into what I have to say about Jake, I probably caused a little bit of sibling rivalry within his household because I have his brother in class as well, and Jake was the one that I nominated. But when I told him about it, I explained it in a few terms. What you first have to know is Jake is in my 0-hour CrossFit class, which meets at 6:30 every morning. And that takes a special individual right there to come to class every day, motivated and wanting to do stuff. And what I told Jake that set him apart was that I really admire his work ethic and just the way he goes about things. A lot of this stuff does not come easy to him. He's not someone who has a long history probably with weight training or doing a lot of these things. So you can see that he struggles in certain areas, but that doesn't impact his desire to get better and his work ethic. So that's what really stands out to me is what he's able to do. And imagine going to a class where you don't really always know what you're doing or feel comfortable with you're doing, and then having to do that at 6:30 a.m. every single morning when you've got a lot of kids who, for some reason, have a lot of energy at 6:30 in the morning. I don't know if they're drinking coffee or whatever, but we have a lot of kids who come in and they're bouncing off the walls, which really helps me out because I'm usually getting done with the workout and suffering at that point. But Jake is the type of student that you absolutely love to have in class because he listens and he works and he will take what constructive criticism you have for him and apply it and make himself better. And it's been a lot of fun to watch his progress over the course of the semester and to keep working at getting better and better. And that's, I think, the quality that if he has that every class that he has, that's going to make him very successful moving forward. So, Jake, it's my honor and pleasure to nominate you for Student of the Month.
Jake, I'm sure you have a great brother, but you deserve that award. I want to tell you, I tried early morning CrossFit for a while, and then I went back to running and yoga, where I can ease into it. You guys jumpstart pretty quickly, so good work. Next, we have Mr. Thompson, and he's introducing Peter.
Jake, I'm sure everybody's going to be shocked, but I'm not doing CrossFit at 6:30 in the morning. Hey, you weren't supposed to laugh? I'm Andy Thompson. This is my friend Peter here. He is in my second period architectural drawing CAD class. And I have to say it's been my pleasure to have him in class. There's many reasons, and I hate going last because usually you feel like you're repeating yourself over and over and over again because everybody's said most things that I've wanted to say about Peter, so I'll try to say a few different things. Peter's not my most vocal person in class, I would say. I mean, he's not, but he's definitely one of the leaders in the class. I see him as a student that is more than willing to help others if they need it. We teach the program AutoCAD, and he has caught onto the software extremely fast. Usually finishes his stuff before other people do, so he's got time to help if asked. Also, I wrote something down that his studies, yes, he deserves to be Student of the Month because of the way he is in class in terms of school, but that's not the reason why I nominate him. I nominate him because of who he is as a person. Yes, he's hardworking, but he's also willing to help others in class whenever needed. Yes, he takes his studies seriously, but he's also fun in class. He has a good time. He sits with a group. I'm trying to think of a good name for the four of them. We have a section in the front of the room where it's where we do lessons, and then we have a section in the back where the computers are, and all four of them sit, I think, the same seats, right? They just move back one row, and that's where they sit. And I haven't quite come up with a name, but I'm working on that. If you want to help on that, I'd appreciate that. Yes, his grade is over 100%. Problem with that was I wrote this so long ago, and the day after I wrote it, dipped below like at 99.8%. So I felt like I was lying, and I thought I might have to send a retraction or correction. But luckily, he's taken the opportunities with all the extra credits opportunities that we have. He's brought his grade back up to over 100%. So I can honestly say that I can say that with confidence that I'm not lying. So good job on that. But also he keeps that information about how good his grade is in class to himself until now. So Peter's a great kid, and that is the reason why I nominated him for Student of the Month. Congratulations. Thank you.
When you guys come up with a name for that group, you'll have to share.
I was going to do the hair thing too, but I can't now.
Thank you so much to everyone for the heartwarming words you shared, and thanks to all you students for your hard work it took to get you here, and for parents for coming here today.